Hello and welcome to the Yawning Theories. I'm so glad you're here. If you're settling into bed, curling up on the couch, or just trying to wind down after a long day of being a human, you've come to the right place. This is a quiet little corner of the internet where science gets soft spoken and curiosity puts on pajamas. Tonight, prepare to embark on a captivating odyssey into the enigmatic realm of dreams and the intricate workings of the sleeping brain. We'll peel back the layers of consciousness to reveal the profound scientific discoveries that illuminate this mysterious nocturnal landscape. This journey promises to be a fascinating exploration, filled with the peculiar narratives your mind crafts during slumber, the mesmerizing patterns of brain waves resembling abstract masterpieces, and a series of astonishing revelations that have the potential to fundamentally alter your perception of sleep itself. While my earnest hope is that this video's compelling content doesn't inadvertently disrupt your precious rest, should it happen to keep you awake, take solace in the fact that you'll be actively absorbing knowledge, a truly equitable exchange, I believe. Before we begin, if you enjoy these slow science journeys and you'd like to help this sleepy little channel grow, I'd be ever so grateful if you tapped the like button, subscribed, or even just left a comment telling me where in the world you're watching from and what time it is in your corner of the night. All right, take a deep breath, settle in. Let's begin our quiet voyage into the theater of the dreaming mind. What exactly is a dream? What exactly is a dream? It sounds like such a simple question, doesn't it? But defining a dream is a bit like trying to hug a cloud. You can kind of get around it, but it slips through your arms before you can hold on to anything solid. At its core, a dream is a series of thoughts, images, emotions, and sensations that your mind creates while you sleep. It's the original streaming service, beamed straight from your brain's production studio, sometimes dramatic, sometimes absurd, occasionally terrifying, and more often than not, completely nonsensical. And yet, despite their surreal qualities, dreams feel real while they're happening. You might fly, fall, argue with a walrus in a tuxedo, or show up late to your high school exams despite having graduated 10 years ago. And during the dream, you're convinced it all makes perfect sense. A historical ramble through dreamland. Have you ever woken from a vivid dream and wondered why your brain concocted such a fantastical scenario, while modern neuroscience offers fascinating insights into the sleeping mind? The human fascination with dreams stretches back much further. To understand this enduring enigma, let's journey back to ancient times, long before the advent of sleep labs and brain imaging, when dreams were not just random firings of neurons, but profound, often divine messages. In the cradle of civilization, ancient Mesopotamia, dreams were held in immense reverence. They weren't mere nocturnal narratives, but direct communications from the gods themselves. Priests and shamans meticulously observed and interpreted these nightly visions, believing them to be critical guidance for both individual and communal life. A king's dream could dictate military strategy. A farmer's dream might foretell a successful harvest, or a terrifying nightmare could warn of impending disaster, prompting rituals of appeasement. Clay tablets from this era are replete with dream accounts and interpretations, showcasing the profound societal role dreams played. Across the desert, the ancient Egyptians similarly placed immense importance on their dreams. They even boasted professional dream interpreters akin to sleep-time oracles, who were highly respected members of society. Imagine, if you will, bringing your nocturnal adventures to a learned sage. Did you dream of a sleek black cat? Perhaps it signified good fortune, a devastating flood, a warning to prepare for difficult times. Or, the most perplexing of all, a magnificent flying crocodile. Rest assured, someone likely had a papyrus scroll dedicated to deciphering such an extraordinary vision. For the Egyptians, dreams were deeply intertwined with their religious and spiritual beliefs, serving as crucial guides for pharaohs and commoners alike in matters of health, prosperity, and afterlife. Temples often featured chambers dedicated to dream incubation, where individuals would sleep in hopes of receiving divine messages. The very fabric of their daily existence, from political decisions to personal rituals, was often influenced by the enigmatic world of dreams. Jumping ahead to ancient Greece, we find prominent philosophers like Aristotle delving into the enigmatic world of dreams. He was a groundbreaking figure, challenging the prevailing notion that dreams were solely divine messages. Instead, Aristotle was among the first to propose that dreams originated from within the dreamer, a product of their own body and mind. He posited that dreams were intricate reflections of internal physiological processes, suggesting that the body's sensations and functions during sleep could manifest in dream imagery. Furthermore, he believed that dreams were composed of residual thoughts and experiences carried over from waking life. This included echoes of daily perceptions, memories, and even unresolved issues. Despite this more naturalistic approach, the deeply ingrained idea that dreams held profound, special meaning persisted for centuries after Aristotle. This belief continued to heavily influence various aspects of society, from medical practices, where dreams were sometimes interpreted as diagnostic tools or omens of health, to philosophical debates, where their symbolic significance was endlessly discussed and analyzed. Aristotle's insights, while revolutionary for their time, were a stepping stone in the long and complex journey of understanding the true nature and purpose of dreams. Then came the 19th and early 20th centuries, and with them Sigmund Freud, the man who made dreams fashionable again. Freud, often considered the father of psychoanalysis, profoundly shifted the discourse around dreams from mere superstition to a legitimate subject of scientific inquiry, albeit one rooted in psychological interpretation rather than empirical observation. He believed dreams were the royal road to the unconscious, and that they revealed hidden desires, fears, and forbidden wishes. This was all very dramatic and probably not entirely accurate, but it certainly captivated the public imagination, inspiring a lot of armchair analysis and at least a few awkward conversations in polite society. Freud's seminal work, The Interpretation of Dreams of 1899, laid the groundwork for his theories. He proposed that dreams were not random nocturnal ramblings, but rather carefully constructed messages from our deepest selves, disguised to protect us from disturbing truths. He introduced the crucial concepts of manifest content and latent content. The manifest content is what you actually remember from the dream, the bizarre scenarios, the characters, the emotions. However, the latent content is the hidden, symbolic meaning, the true, often repressed, desires or conflicts that the dream is trying to express. According to Freud, dreams were a disguised fulfillment of repressed wishes, often sexual or aggressive in nature, that were unacceptable to the conscious mind. Through dream analysis, he aimed to uncover these hidden meanings, believing that doing so could help resolve psychological conflicts and alleviate neuroses. His method involved patience-free, associating on elements of their dreams, allowing the analyst to trace connections back to the underlying unconscious material. Carl Jung, Freud's former protege, initially embraced many of his mentor's ideas but eventually diverged, taking a slightly different route. While he agreed that dreams were significant, Jung believed that they connected us to a shared human experience, what he called the collective unconscious. Unlike Freud's emphasis on individual repression, Jung posited that the collective unconscious was a universal reservoir of instincts, archetypes, and symbols inherited from our ancestral past. Symbols in dreams, according to Jung, had deep archetypal meaning that transcended individual life stories, drawing from universal myths, religions, and patterns of human behavior. These archetypes, such as the hero, the shadow, the anima/animus, or the Great Mother, appear across cultures and throughout history, and their manifestation in dreams provided a means for individuals to integrate different aspects of their psyche and achieve wholeness, a process he termed individuation. For Jung, dreams were not merely wish fulfillments, but rather compensatory mechanisms, aiming to balance conscious attitudes and provide guidance for psychological growth. But here's where science taps the shoulder of philosophy and says, "Mind if I take a look?" For centuries, dreams were the exclusive domain of mystics, shamans, and later, psychoanalysts like Sigmund Freud, who famously posited that dreams were the royal road to the unconscious. He believed they were symbolic representations of our deepest desires, fears, and repressed memories, particularly those stemming from early childhood experiences. While Freud's theories profoundly influenced how we thought about the mind, modern neuroscience takes a more grounded, empirical approach. Instead of assuming your dreams are hiding deep secrets about your mother, Freud, your Oedipal complex theories are largely debunked by contemporary science. Researchers now meticulously study the brain's activity during sleep using advanced neuroimaging techniques like fMRI and EEG. And what they've found is that dreams are not random jumbles of images, but are closely linked to specific sleep stages, most notably REM sleep. REM stands for rapid eye movement, and during this stage, your brain is surprisingly active, sometimes almost as active as when you're awake. This intense neural activity is a hallmark of REM sleep, distinguishing it from the deeper, slower, wave non-REM stages. During REM, your eyes dart around beneath your eyelids, indicating the internal visual processing occurring. Your heart rate rises a little and breathing becomes more irregular. Crucially, your body becomes temporarily paralyzed, a phenomenon known as REM atonia. This temporary paralysis is probably for the best, or else you'd be acting out your dreams on your pillow, potentially injuring yourself or others. This built-in safety mechanism is crucial for your well-being, preventing vivid dream content from translating into physical actions. The discovery of REM sleep and its unique characteristics has revolutionized our understanding of dreaming, shifting the focus from purely psychological interpretations to a more integrated neurobiological perspective. Dreams are not exclusive to a single sleep stage. They can also manifest during non-REM NREM sleep. However, these NREM dreams typically differ significantly from their REM counterparts. They tend to be more abstract, less vivid, and often lack the intricate narratives and emotional intensity characteristic of REM dreams. One might describe them as fragmented thoughts, fleeting images, or mild sensory experiences rather than coherent stories. For example, a NREM dream might involve a brief sensation of falling or a vague image of a familiar object, without any surrounding plot or emotional context. In contrast, the wild, cinematic dreams, the ones filled with talking giraffes, dramatic plot twists, and vivid emotional landscapes, are predominantly a product of REM sleep. During REM, brain activity closely resembles wakefulness, leading to more elaborate and memorable dream experiences. This is the stage where the bizarre and the fantastical often intertwine with seemingly real-world scenarios, creating a rich tapestry of sensory input and narrative progression. Despite extensive research, the precise purpose of dreaming remains a subject of ongoing scientific debate. There are several prominent theories attempting to explain this enigmatic phenomenon. One perspective suggests that dreaming is purely biological, an automatic byproduct of brain activity during sleep, without any deeper meaning or function. Another intriguing theory proposes that dreams serve a function akin to a computer defragmenting a hard drive. In this view, dreaming is the brain's way of consolidating memories, processing information gathered during the day, and flushing out unnecessary or redundant data. During sleep, and particularly during REM, the brain is thought to be actively reorganizing and strengthening neural connections related to learning and memory formation. Beyond these more mechanistic explanations, some theories delve into the symbolic and psychological aspects of dreaming. These perspectives suggest that dreams might be a form of communication from our subconscious, whispering symbolic messages in a language that we are still struggling to fully comprehend. These messages could relate to our emotions, desires, fears, or unresolved conflicts. Furthermore, several theories propose more active roles for dreams in our daily lives. One popular idea is that dreams play a crucial role in emotional regulation. By processing and re-experiencing emotions within the safe confines of a dream, individuals may be better equipped to cope with real-life emotional challenges. Dreams could act as a therapeutic outlet, allowing the mind to work through anxieties, traumas, or emotional conflicts without direct external consequences. Another compelling theory posits that dreams are involved in problem solving. It's not uncommon for individuals to report waking up with a solution to a problem they were grappling with before sleep, suggesting that the dream state might offer a unique cognitive environment for creative thinking and the generation of novel solutions. The unconstrained nature of dreams, free from the logical limitations of waking consciousness, could facilitate out-of-the-box thinking. Finally, a particularly fascinating theory suggests that dreams serve as a form of threat simulation. In this evolutionary perspective, dreams allow us to practice responses to dangerous or stressful situations in a safe and controlled environment. By mentally rehearsing reactions to potential threats, such as escaping danger or confronting adversaries, individuals might be better prepared to face similar challenges in waking life, thereby enhancing survival instincts and adaptive behaviors. This theory aligns with the often anxiety, provoking or fear-inducing content of some dreams, which could be interpreted as the brain's training exercises. To add to the mystery, not everyone dreams the same way, and some people claim not to dream at all, though more often it's just a matter of not remembering them. Dreams are notoriously slippery when it comes to memory. You might wake up with a perfect recollection of a dream involving a space opera starring your pet hamster, only for it to evaporate like mist by the time you finish brushing your teeth. So if you've ever been frustrated trying to recall a dream, don't worry, you're in good company. The brain doesn't store dream memories the way it stores other memories. In fact, the very regions of the brain responsible for encoding memories, like the hippocampus, are not as active during REM sleep, which is probably why our dream memories tend to fade faster than a snapshot. Still, some dreams do stick with us, the vivid ones, the scary ones, the emotionally powerful ones. Those tend to burn a bit brighter in the mental archive, often due to their emotional intensity or unique narrative. Now, here's a fun little twist. Researchers have found that the content of dreams often reflects what's going on in your waking life. It's called the continuity hypothesis, the idea that your daily experiences, emotions, and even media consumption sneak their way into your dreams. So, if you watched 5 episodes of a detective series, had an argument with your boss, and ate spicy noodles before bed, don't be surprised if your dreams involve a chili-fueled crime scene. This suggests that dreams are not entirely random, but are, to some extent, a processing of our recent experiences and concerns. Of course, dreams aren't just about daily leftovers. They can also be wildly creative. Many artists, musicians, and inventors have claimed that dreams inspired their work. Paul McCartney famously heard the melody for Yesterday in a dream, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, Dream, Born, and the periodic table. Dmitri Mendeleev said it came to him in a vision during sleep. These anecdotal accounts highlight the potential of dreams as a source of unbound creativity, where the conscious mind's limitations are momentarily lifted. So while dreams may be strange, they're also a space where the mind lets loose without the rules of logic or physics. Your brain can experiment, rehearse, fantasize, and reflect, all without you lifting a finger. It's a bit like going to the movies, except the scriptwriter, director, set designer, and cast are all you, and none of them know what they're doing. But that's part of the magic. Dreams are messy, mysterious, and profoundly human. They're the quiet proof that even while we rest, the mind is anything but still. So the next time you drift off, remember, you're about to star in your very own midnight adventure. Improvised, unfiltered, and possibly featuring a talking penguin. Sleep tight. The architecture of sleep. Your brain's nightly symphony. Let's talk about sleep. The backstage crew that makes your dreams possible. We often think of sleep as one long, uninterrupted snooze, like pressing pause on consciousness for 8 hours. But under the hood, sleep is surprisingly complex, a well-orchestrated cycle, more like a symphony than a simple off switch. It has stages, patterns, rhythms, and structure. Scientists even call it sleep architecture, which makes it sound very impressive and slightly expensive. So let's take a quiet stroll through the blueprint of sleep. No hard hats needed. Sleep, a fundamental biological process, is not a monolithic state, but rather a complex journey through distinct phases, primarily categorized into 2 major types: REM, rapid eye movement, sleep, and non-REM, non-rapid eye movement, sleep. This intricate architecture of sleep ensures that the body and mind receive the multifaceted restoration they require. Non-REM sleep, the initial phase of our nightly slumber, is further subdivided into 3 distinct stages, conveniently labeled N1, N2, and N3. While these designations might sound like characters from a sci-fi saga, they are, in essence, markers of progressively deeper states of unconsciousness. N1, Stage 1, non-REM. This initial stage marks the delicate transition from conscious wakefulness into the realm of sleep. Often referred to as the dozing off phase, N1 is characterized by a noticeable slowing of both brain activity and muscle function. As individuals enter this stage, their brainwave patterns shift from the more alert alpha waves of wakefulness to slower theta waves. Although they are technically asleep, people in N1 are still very easily roused by external stimuli, sometimes even feeling as if they haven't truly fallen asleep at all. A common experience during N1 is the hypnic jerk, a sudden, involuntary muscle contraction that can feel like a jolt or a sensation of falling. These jerks are generally harmless and are thought to be a byproduct of the brain's motor system winding down. N1 is a remarkably brief stage, typically lasting only a few minutes before the individual progresses into deeper sleep stages. Despite its brevity, it serves as a crucial gateway, preparing the body and mind for the more restorative phases of sleep that follow. N2, Stage 2 Nonarium. Progressing from the lighter N1 stage, we delve into N2, a significantly deeper phase of sleep that constitutes the most substantial portion of our nightly rest. This stage is marked by a noticeable decline in both heart rate and body temperature, signaling a further disengagement from the waking world. Brain activity during N2 exhibits distinct and fascinating patterns. Sleep spindles. These are brief, rapid bursts of brain activity, typically lasting 1-2 seconds. They originate in the thalamus and are crucial for several cognitive functions. Sleep spindles are strongly linked to memory consolidation, particularly the transfer of memories from the hippocampus, short-term memory, to the neocortex, long-term memory. They are thought to facilitate the integration of new information with existing knowledge, strengthening learned material. Furthermore, sleep spindles contribute to the brain's ability to gate out external sensory information, helping to maintain a stable sleep state even in the presence of minor disturbances. Their density and frequency can vary among individuals and are sometimes associated with intellectual ability. K-complexes, these are isolated high-amplitude brain waves characterized by a sharp downward deflection followed by a slower upward wave. K-complexes can occur spontaneously, but they are often triggered by external stimuli, such as a sudden noise. They are believed to serve a dual purpose. First, as an arousal inhibitor, protecting sleep from being disrupted by external stimuli by temporarily reducing the brain's responsiveness. Second, similar to sleep spindles, K-complexes are implicated in memory consolidation processes, particularly in the processing and integration of information during sleep. Their presence indicates a healthy and resilient sleep architecture. The combined presence and interaction of sleep spindles and K-complexes in N2 underscore its critical role in both restorative processes and cognitive functions. This stage acts as a protective barrier, deepening sleep and safeguarding it from disturbances, while simultaneously serving as a vital period for the brain to organize, process, and consolidate information from the day, ultimately contributing to learning and memory. Given its prevalence, N2 is arguably the workhorse of our sleep cycle, laying much of the groundwork for effective cognitive and physical restoration. N3 Stage 3 Nonarium. This is the most profound and vital stage of nonarium sleep, frequently identified as slow wave sleep, SWS, or deep sleep. It is critical for comprehensive physical and mental restoration. During N3, the brain exhibits a distinct pattern of slow, high-amplitude delta waves, which are characteristic of this deep restorative state. This stage is paramount for the body's physical regeneration and development. It is during N3 sleep that crucial physiological processes take place, including tissue repair and regeneration. The body actively repairs and regenerates tissues damaged during waking hours, from muscle fibers to organ cells. Bone and muscle building. Growth hormone secretion is at its peak during N3, facilitating the building of new bone and muscle tissue, which is particularly important for children and adolescents, as well as for muscle recovery in adults. Immune system fortification. Deep sleep plays a significant role in bolstering the immune system. During this stage, the body produces and releases cytokines, proteins that help fight infection and inflammation. Adequate N3 sleep is therefore crucial for maintaining robust immunity and overall health. Energy restoration. While the brain is highly active in other sleep stages, N3 allows for a significant reduction in brain metabolic activity, enabling the brain to clear metabolic byproducts and restore energy reserves for optimal functioning the following day. From a neurological perspective, N3 sleep is also implicated in memory consolidation, particularly declarative memories, facts, and events. The slow waves facilitate the transfer of information from the hippocampus to the neocortex, a process vital for long-term memory storage. Waking an individual from N3 sleep can be quite difficult due to the profound state of unconsciousness. If awakened, they often experience a period of sleep inertia, characterized by disorientation, grogginess, and impaired cognitive function for a few moments or even longer before they fully regain alertness. This disorienting sensation underscores the depth of the sleep state and the body's commitment to the restorative processes occurring within it. The amount of N3 sleep typically decreases with age, which can contribute to various age-related health challenges. Following the non-REM stages, the brain transitions into REM sleep, a highly active and fascinating phase where the most vivid and memorable dreaming occurs. This stage is characterized by rapid eye movements, increased brain activity, and temporary muscle paralysis. During REM sleep, brain activity remarkably mirrors that of wakefulness, exhibiting high-frequency, low-amplitude brain waves that are very similar to those observed when we are awake and alert. Yet, despite this intense cerebral activity, the body experiences a temporary and essential muscle paralysis known as atonia. This crucial physiological mechanism prevents us from physically acting out our dreams, safeguarding us from potential injury and ensuring a restful and undisturbed sleep experience. The paradox of an active mind in a still body makes REM sleep a unique and vital component of our sleep cycle, integral to cognitive function, emotional regulation, and memory consolidation. These stages of sleep, non-REM, N1, N2, and N3, do not occur in a linear fashion, but rather cycle through approximately every 90 minutes. Imagine this cyclical progression as a meticulously designed, looped playlist that your brain continuously replays throughout the night. Each cycle involves a journey from lighter to deeper non-REM sleep, followed by a period of REM sleep before the loop begins again. This continuous cycling ensures that the brain and body experience the diverse benefits each sleep stage offers, contributing to overall physical and mental well-being. The duration of each stage within a cycle and the total number of cycles can vary depending on factors like age, sleep deprivation, and individual differences.